Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast.
This is a show dedicated to helping you become a better organist.
We're your hosts, Vidas
And Aušra Motuzaitė Pinkevičienė.
We have over 25 years of experience of playing the organ.
And we've been teaching thousands of organists online from 89 countries since 2011.
So now let's jump in and get started with the podcast for today.
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 663 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. This question was sent by Daniel, and he writes, "Hello Vidas, my ultimate dream in regard to organ playing would be to gain the technical facility and coordination necessary to perform the masterworks of the Baroque repertoire, like BWV 582, HWV 432, the entirety of BWV 1080. Beyond that would be to gain the ability to improvise and think contrapuntally. The three areas that are impeding these goals would be detailed as development and understanding of physical technique and coordination. I come from a piano composition background and have a well-developed hand technique, but encounter difficulty cultivating the coordination between limbs while maintaining a balanced position. I have also studied the literature available regarding coordinate technique, such as the writings of Abby Whiteside and the work of Dorothy Taubman, Edna Golandsky, and have been trying to apply these principles to organ technique, which has been a process of gradual integration. There are other methods of body re-education, such as Feldenkrais or Alexander technique, which may indirectly facilitate technique that may be worth studying as well. Another area would be audiation. I'm also very interested in the concept of audiation, oral skills, or mental hearing, and have studied the available literature as well. Partimenti, thorough-based the pedagogy of Nadia Boulanger, the concept of understanding the music at a deeper level and eventually being able to think contrapuntally must certainly translate into greater musical capabilities. I'm still experimenting with and researching different methods to cultivate this ability. Sight singing appears to be great adjunct to this skill. There are those who can purportedly just read the sheet music and hear it in their head without the aid of an external instrument as well. And the last area is fingering principles and sight reading. Prior to beginning organ, I have achieved a level of proficiency on the piano, and the fingering principles do not intuitively apply to the organ repertoire. This in turn hinders my ability to sight read. I am new to the repertoire, but am still trying to discern basic principles for good fingering choices. I can expound on any of the items listed if further detail is needed. Thank you again and best regards, Daniel." What can I say, Aušra? Was it detailed enough?
Yes, it's very detailed. And, from my experience, both as, music practitioner and also teaching theory for many years now, I could see that, you should not study so many theoretical books and all those methods about fingering, pedaling, composition, and to know all those other things that, technical stuff too. As Daniel mentioned, it seems for me that he spends many, many hours of studying about music, but If I would be him, I would spend more time actually practicing and spending time with an instrument, because no books will teach you, no methods will teach you how to play. The best teacher is your own ears and your own fingers. And you need to spend as much time at the instrument as you can. Another thing about coordination problem, well, I was told by the physical therapist, that in general men have worse coordination comparing to women. So
Why is that?
I don't know. He told me that from his experience, from his patients, that he have had.
Maybe it's because women can do multitasking better.
I don't know if it's related to that, but definitely there is something about that. But I think once again you have to work more on that, because often the pianists struggle with coordination when we switch instrument from piano to an organ.
Mm-hmm. So, to go back to your beginning statement, probably I could put it in another way, saying that Daniel is studying about studying and not doing actual studying more.
Yes, let's say since I'm working at the theory department, well, and I'm a practitioner basically, because I play organ a lot. Not as much as I wish I would play, but still a lot, comparing to my colleagues, for example, at the same department. And we know a lot about music, we hear perfectly, we can, easily write, polyphonic dictation, let's say, consisting of 3 parts, but very seldom could any of them sit and play a piece, Also, I read very well. Although we know all this in theory, all the keys, and we have most of them perfect pitch, and so on and so forth. But if you don't practice on a regular basis, you will not play an instrument. Just reading about how to do it right will not teach you to play. Well, and about notion of right fingering. If we are talking about Baroque repertoire, yes, then it's quite different from what you have learned to play on the piano and what you are playing on the organ. You need some specific knowledge about it and some additional skills. But if we are talking about romantic and modern contemporary repertoire, then basically the fingering is same. Whereas you don't need to rediscover and to recreate a bicycle. It's already there.
Yes, organ fingering specific to organ probably applies mostly to early music. Whereas you see, on the organ, in romantic era, they try to recreate perfect legato without the sustained pedal that piano has. So you have to do everything with your fingers. You can do perfect legato on the piano with the fingers, but also with the help of the sustained pedal, don't you think? And that might be different fingering choice too.
Well, yes, but the good pianists will also think about fingering. Because only using pedal and cheating by that will not substitute a legato, real legato touch.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the pianists, some bad pianists, we simply overuse the pedal.
Right. And if we're talking about organ fingering, early organ fingering, let's say, or early keyboard fingering, you don't need to aim for legato at all. You can use position fingering, basically. Change positions and change fingers when you change positions. when you change chords, right?
Sure.
It's more complicated than that, but the basic principle might be like this. There are more nuances, of course, which you can learn in other trainings that we have.
Yes, but what I mean actually that, read less books and practice more. Even, J.S. Bach, he haven't rewritten any treatises of his time, and he actually haven't written any treatises of his own. But as he was, a child and lived with his brother, he wrote down, music by other composers.
Remember, he wrote one page of sort of rules in playing thorough bass.
Sure.
One page.
Yes, and that was enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think, the practice is all or the most that you need. Of course, you need some guidance, definitely. You need some guidance, some rules, and some knowledge, but not overwhelm yourself with it, because you won't have time and energy left to practice.
This podcast is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online.
It has hundreds of courses, coaching, and practice materials for every area of organ playing. Thousands of instructional videos and PDFs. You will not find more value anywhere else online.
Total Organist helps you to master any piece, perfect your technique, develop your sight reading skills, and improvise or compose your own music, and much, much more.
Sign up and begin your training today at organduo.lt and click on Total Organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
If you like our organ music, you can also support us on Patreon and get free CDs.
Find out more at patreon.com/secrets of organ playing.